But yeah, I got Boogie back.
Boogie, I was
the hell
reading
is
your article in Newsweek magazine.
Oh yeah, that was a mistake, wasn't it?
Was it? Tell me. I don't know. I just like
I don't know.
Catch me up. I don't know anything about this. You got interviewed for about your channel, about your career on YouTube. What was it about?
So basically, if you guys have been following my career since last time I was on the show, I've been self-destructing pretty impressively.
Cool.
Like I not intentionally, just I'm not well mentally, and so
not even
like,
with drugs, like a rock star, just overall.
Right. No, I mean I'm on a lot of antidepressants and heart pills and stuff like that actually, but I said some pretty outlandish shit, and just like said like probably the dumbest thing I said. I said that the people who harass people like me and Wings and like Darkside Phil, they were worse than Nazis and rapists. Like that was a stupid thing to say. I meant it as hyperbole, obviously. Like nothing's what's worse than a rapist? Nothing, right? What's worse than a Nazi? Nothing.
People that pick on me are worse than them.
People that pick on me, I'll come out and say it. You know, in my Newsweek article.
But like. I genuinely, you can't say stupid shit like that. Obviously, number one, that's not true. Number two, even if I mean it as hyperbole, which I did, nobody's going to get that. They're going to take that and run with it. So I don't know. And then like, there's just been like
always double down. Always double down.
I did
what
though.
Would
I
Trump
really
do?
Did. And so like, I don't know. Between that and like the fucking Tesla thing and like all this other stupid shit. Basically, I've over the last 2 months, I've really kind of withdrawn from the internet. Stopped being on Twitter as much, stopped doing the stuff as much. And what's really interesting is my mental space has gotten a lot better as the further away I pulled away from it, because those people are still doing the same stuff and saying the same stuff and like taking out of context. But I finally took the advice that Keemstar, Kid Behind the Camera, McJuggernuggets, Woody, every person I know gave me, which is block that shit out. Don't respond to it. But in order to do that, I had to make like one last video, and that's what that news article was about. I made like one last video, and I'm like, look, these are the people that are criticizing me. If you think they are good people, then we're gonna have to agree to disagree. But I don't like they're not great either. Nobody's great. We all kind of suck. And like maybe we just need to accept that about ourselves. And I think we're on our path to doing that. For the record, like most of the people that are listening to this right now, you're probably aware that you're not perfect. Nobody on this show is perfect. I'm pretty far from fucking perfect, right? We've all made our mistakes. We've all said stupid shit. We've all done stupid shit. And like, I think we're finally getting to a point where outrage culture is going to grind to a halt in the next 2 years, 3 years, maybe.
Oh shit, dude. No, it's amping up.
Yeah,
it's going to be amping up.
Boogie,
dude, when Trump gets reelected, it's going to be doubling down from stuff.
I feel like you've owned too much responsibility for you getting bullied. I watched your video and you're like, here's where I made my big mistake.
Right.
I mentioned what a person said about me. I kept him anonymous. I cut his name out, but what a dick I am. Really?
Well, okay, but that's
how about he's a dick?
Yeah. That's what it is about me. It comes across as like pandering and fake that I actually care, right? Because like most people would not give a shit about that guy. You probably don't give a shit about that guy. I give a shit about the guy. I genuinely do. Like I want him to have a happy life. I don't want to make his life any worse. I wish that he could be a happy person. He's clearly not. I hate that I make him miserable.
Piece of shit.
Right? Well, but that's just not me. But that comes across as fake. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. I do genuinely care about the people who hate.
Was it this one tweet you were saying, or was that an example where you're like, oh, these assholes are worse than fucking Stalin and Hitler or something?
What really started like this one particular guy, he knows he's listening. What started really this particular guy who was a fan of mine, he got frustrated with the fact that I wasn't losing weight. I kept trying and I kept failing. He didn't believe I was trying at all. And he felt that I was lying to people and manipulating people and trying to get money because I wasn't actually losing weight. And so one day he accused me of that on my subreddit, and I clipped part of it out and I showed it on Twitter. And it's like, this is the kind of crazy shit I'm dealing with. And since then, he's dedicated like a subreddit that he runs to picking me apart and like looking at every bad thing I've ever done and like trying to make me accountable for every stupid and dumb thing I've ever said. And I'll gladly admit I've said and done some stupid shit. But it kind of paints a picture of like someone I'm not when you put it all together. But I mean, I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm coming to terms with the fact that maybe I'm not the greatest person in the world. I know I'm not that. I've always kind of loathed myself, but I've always had this delusion, like maybe I'm not worse than other people.
These people are getting way too, these shit posters are getting way too into your psyche, man. Like you're second guessing your own intentions on things you wrote. It's like you were trying to be funny and make a little hyperbolic jab. Like that should be all it is. But if like, it's like give a mouse a cookie, you say, I'm a piece of shit, I'm this, I'm that. that guy's going to take that if he's that obsessed
Right.
with you, and he's going to run
Right.
it back through the mill and go, what else can I make him feel bad for? Huh? Well,
Right, like
this thing
like
really
he-
isn't that bad, but I could
like-
try and get him.
like this conversation will be by a good group of people. I mean, a large group of people are going to pick every word of this out. Look at every combination of 2 words, every combination of 3 words, every combination of 4 words to see what can be taken as proof and taken as out of context. And also, if I actually say or do something stupid, they'll use that too, obviously.
I think that
And it's kind of weird that people want to do that with their lives, because I'm not anybody important. I'm just some asshole on the internet. I'm not Logan Paul. I'm not Jake Paul. I'm just some fucking random asshole whose career is pretty much over at this point. So what's the point in kicking me when I'm down? I don't get it, but whatever.
I'm like the last guy to give you this advice, because I have my own. What's the opposite of a honey badger? The kitten. You know, I've oscillated back and forth from honey badger mode to, I don't know, beaten puppy mode or something like that. The honey badger mode is the way to go. You let them know that it's getting you and it fuels them. But man, I could see it in you. I could see it, like they've hurt your feelings. Now you're walking on eggshells, which is exactly what they want. Anyone who has this job, and we've got roughly the same job, you talk into a microphone for 3,000 hours, there'll be some stupid shit. There's no doubt they could put a highlight reel on anyone who has this
I
job.
defy you to find one thing.
But like the biggest issue is though, what do you have
Roll
to
the montage.
Yeah.
You have to realize I'm the perfect lolcow, because
I don't know what that means. Help me.
A lolcow is a
Kiwi
guy
Farms,
who harass online for what they consider milk. Think a classic Chris Chan from 4chan, right? They continue to fuck with
Wings
the slides
is in
to
that
get a
category,
reaction.
yeah.
Wings is definitely in the category. I mean, most of us are. I think there's probably a thread about everybody that's in this podcast right now,
Probably.
certainly, right? But I'm the perfect lolcow in that I do care. I do want to respond. I do want to fix it. I do want to help them, and that shit will keep me up at night. And so, like the you know,
Never say that about what trolls are doing to you.
It's
already
too
too
late.
late.
Say
though,
that's
because they
keeping
already
you up at
know. They've
night.
known that for years, and so like I'm the perfect target. Like for example, I used to stream 5 nights a week, right? And like they're like, well, you're doing it for the money. Well, of course, that's part of why I'm doing it. I'm a human being. I like money. I use
The
it to buy
response to
goods
that
and
is no
services,
shit,
right?
retard. This
But
isn't
like
going
it-
to charity.
But it also wasn't why I was doing it, because I have savings, I have money. So I just quit streaming. I stream like once or twice a month now. It sucks for the people who love to watch me stream, but it's good for my career. I'm not speaking for 3 hours a night, so I'm not going to say something stupid. I don't have an opportunity to be an idiot. You know, I'm not making that money, but who cares? Because it was never about the money to begin with.
It was partly, right? I've seen this before too, where they say, like, maybe you had 5 motivations for streaming. Maybe you enjoyed the company of your stream. Maybe you like video games. Maybe it's a chance to give back to your viewers and you make money. And they just pick the one they hate the most and say that's the true reason. That happens all the time.
I've been going back. I've been leaning back into streaming a little bit. And every time I do, I've streamed on YouTube a few times. I've streamed on Twitch a few times. And every time I do, I am really on eggshells, because I'm like, man, if I say something even slightly wrong tonight, it could make Newsweek, for fuck's sakes, right? Like that's the position I'm in. But it's also
don't
like,
do it.
but then it's also like, it's also really rewarding, because my fans do really give a shit, and they're getting to sit there with me for 2 hours and play Jackbox party games with me and do that stuff is really rewarding for them. And I've got to stop putting my needs first and maybe try to even it out. There's a way that I can meet my own needs and meet their needs at the same time. So I'm trying to figure that out. Stream as often as I can.
No, you should be looking to meet your own needs and let the chips fall where they may. Like if it's making you miserable and feel shitty all the time, then don't do it. But you could also just hop on, be yourself, talk shit, have fun. And sure, a lot of people might talk shit and then leave and be mean to you, but like you'll have a better community afterward for it, I would imagine.
I want to add to what Taylor said. It is a super powerful response when everyone is attacking you. You just keep your chin up and do whatever the fuck you want. You know, like, hey, this is me. I'm not, you know, do what you will. I'm still me. I've
become even more sexist. Have you
noticed I'm wearing the classic Francis goatee today? I did this for a YouTube video that I filmed tonight. It's going to be called Breaking Boogie. If you haven't checked out my channel in a while, I've been doing a narrative. There's 3 videos that you have to see that goes along with one that I'm bringing out next week. I did a quitting YouTube video.
Saw that.
Followed by creating my own Smash Room video. And then like a smaller one in there where I went to a Smash Room to feel it out. No narrative in that. And then this is the narrative part where I embrace the bad guy part. Like, you know, everybody's told me I should do, just pour kombucha on myself and become a Nissan and make $1 million like he's going to this year. Like everybody tells me, just go that route. Just be a spectacle. Just be the thing that the clown people want you to be. Cash out, make $1 million, walk away. I don't want to do that, but I feel like there's a narrative way to do it where it's obviously a narrative.